Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car. Today with the new Infiniti QX50, a car that the noble Nissan brand has been waiting for a very long time, because this SUV will enter the hottest segment of the market, the mid-size premium SUVs like Audi Q5, Mercedes GLC, BMW X3. And it's not only competing with its very organic, somehow dramatic design. No, it's also competing with an innovative engine, because it's the first car driving with a petrol engine with variable compression ratio. And out of a 2-liter 4-cylinder, the Japanese get the same power and fun as out of the outgoing V6 engine. At least that's what the engineers promise. If they're true, and if this car could really compete with the German premium SUVs, that's what we're going to find out on our test drive. So please join me on Thomas Geiger Car and I'll tell you more about it. The most important news with the QX50 is its engine, because it's the world's first 4-cylinder with variable compression ratio. The compression goes down when you need much power. When you don't need much power, the compression goes up and gives you more economy. And with that combination, that 2-liter engine delivers 272 horsepower, which is almost the same amount as the outgoing V6 engine. And it drives pretty good. The sound is not as solid as you know it from a V6, but the power is there. Once you hit the pedal, the car goes off like hell. And even the CVT transmission that is matched to it works pretty well. I'm not a big fan of CVTs, but if I need a CVT, the Infiniti one is probably the best you can get. They got 8 virtual gears that you can shift with the pedal, or you can just let the engine and the gearbox find their own way around, and you can be pretty sure it works well. Biggest benefit, the car reduces its consumption about 30% compared to the outgoing V6, but with the same figures for power, acceleration and speed. And Infiniti is pretty convinced that this technology is going to be standard pretty soon in every car and every model, like gasoline direct injection is now. So maybe this is the diesel of the future, because it's almost as economic as the diesel, but way more fun and less polluting. Driving dynamics of the QX50 is pretty close to Mercedes GLC. It is not as aggressive and dynamic as a BMW, and not as neutral and not as boring as we know it from the Audi Q5. It's just very relaxed, very refined and very comfortable. That's what the Japanese call premium. One of the coolest features of the QX50 is its new driver assistance system called ProPilot, that gets you almost autonomous along the highway. You just press one button and set the desired speed, and then the car literally goes on its own. You still have to keep the hands on the wheel because it's a safety issue, but it sees the lines, it holds the distance to the car in front of you, and it really goes alone pretty much. Very impressive, same as BMW, Audi or Mercedes does. What I really like about the QX50 is its design, because it's looking so different than the other cars. It's somehow organic, athletic, and it looks like it's inspired from nature. The headlights, for example, could be on a bird of prey, and especially the bonnet with its muscular shape really reminds me on some powerful big fish, for example. and the grille is just aggressive and attractive. So they've done a great job, and if you look along at the sides, you see they really sculptured and carved out the door panels. That makes it really interesting to see. Also, the profile of the car is pretty unmistakable. Here it's carved stronger than every other vehicle in its segment, and they really did a great job finding a supplier that could stamp the door panels with this extreme shape. And especially if you look at the DLO, daylight opening scheme, this car is unmistakable Infiniti with this shape here. Every Infiniti has that and is easily to recognize. One of the few things I really consider the QX50 as a disappointing car is its interior. And we're not talking about craftsmanship and material quality, because that is really premium and is all looking very fine. Leather, wood, metal, nicely laid out, properly crafted. That's not the problem. My big problem is the HMI system. The infotainment of the car looks pretty outdated. I still got analog dials with a OK monitor in between, and I got two touchscreens that looks like fitted from the aftermarket. If you compare that to Audi, BMW, Mercedes, or especially to Tesla and newcomers like Byton, it is really disappointing, especially if you consider this is a car of 2018, not like the competitors that are already 2 or 3 years on the market. From a Japanese brand, I would have expected some more fancy interior stuff. The QX50 is a very roomy car. For sure, best place in the house is always first row, but second row is very comfortable as well. It easily suits 2 adults, and if necessary, also 3 adults can sit here. And to increase the level of comfort, you can adjust, for example, the incline of the backrest. And to adjust your needs between legroom and trunk space, you can even move the whole bench for about 20 centimeters. Then it's going to get really tight in the front, but you got the biggest luggage compartment available in this segment. Or you just move the seat backwards again, then you sit pretty relaxed, and maybe you have to leave one bag at home. Your choice. Thank you for joining me on that first test drive with the new Infiniti QX50. For me, a really interesting entry to the booming segment of premium SUVs. A car that could well compete with Audi, BMW, Mercedes or Volvo, because it looks different and interesting. It drives relaxed and comfortable. The equipment list is long. The driver assistance systems with the ProPilot are up to date, and the engine is really amazing. The 2-liter delivers the power of a V6 combined with the economy of a 4-cylinder, so it's well fitted for the future. But there is something missing. No diesel for Europe, no plug-in hybrid for the world, and no power version that could upgrade the QX50 to compete against AMG, M or Audi Sport. So some wishes might stay open, and I doubt that one size fits it all. But on the other hand, there is still some time to make some changes, because it will be summer when the car comes to China, and until you get it in Europe, it's going to be 2019. So maybe the Japanese still could add something and make this car even more interesting. Thank you, Shiche, and bye-bye.